Hey guys, hope everybody's having a good one. And I tell you what, going into this new year, starting to build up. This is New Year's Eve. It's starting to move. I put the old YouTube on this morning, and there I'm seeing Australia, New Zealand, and people already bringing in the new year. And I tell you what, it's down to you now. Where you want to go and how you want to grow, where you want to move, where you want to expand, how you want to expand. Tossing out the shit that you got within yourself as far as starting to work on those things that we want to work on and building ourselves and building our characters and just moving forward in a positive manner. I never used to be like this. I was one of those that was always like, oh no, new year, oh God, it's going to be another one. I used to always be pulling myself down. And this year, I'm looking at a completely different manner. I'm doing it in a way to where it's working my mind to look at expansion and the growth and where I can go and how I can build and do the same. Remember, where you are now, you didn't get there by mistake. It took work. It took you making choices. It took you making decisions, and you got there. Excuse me. Now, remember, it might not have been all that easy, but you learned the lessons along the way and you figured it out. Otherwise, you wouldn't be there where you are now. Is there always someone that wants our spot? Yes, absolutely. Is there always somebody where we would like their position? Absolutely. But all you have right now is your present day. And what you do in your present day, right now, what your mind is thinking right now, is what's molding you going forward. Our past is our past, and we can look at our past and we can build ourselves from that past. Start using them pasts as a foundation for growing and moving forward, getting ourselves where we want to be going. Without some of those things that may have happened or not happened to you in the past, is what's moved you to where you are now. Sometimes when we're in those positions, even if you're in one now, you may not be quite understanding why. Why is this happening? Why am I here right now? I've had a few of them even recently, to where my mind is going, why is this happening? And why am I being pointed in this direction? But I've just decided to just start moving with these things and seeing where these things take me. Does fear come along? Absolutely, fear's going to be there all the time. If you didn't have fear, you'd be walking out in front of traffic, right? You wouldn't be. You wouldn't have any concept of safety. So fear is a good thing. But when fear keeps us staying put, when we have those programs and things that we've had from our past, the moldings that we've had from our past, and then we come in with our own belief systems, they keep us rigid. They keep us staying put because now we fear that going forward. We know what we want. We know what we're looking at. But and then past programs are saying, you're not good enough. You can't get there. Remember a past. Remembering what people may have told you. Your subconscious mind doesn't forget a thing. Doesn't forget a thing. So if you've had an upbringing where people have been pulling you down and saying that you're not good enough and you're not going to be able to make it, start looking at that and start working with someone to look at that and move yourself through that so that it doesn't stay as that anchor. And I don't mean a positive anchor, by the way, because when I talk anchors, anchoring yourself to something for your breath is awesome because it can pull your mind away from something. But when you're dragging an anchor, when you're dragging that anchor and it's dragging you back and you cannot get forward to where you're going to, and by the way, the cannot I use loosely because yes, you can. Yes, you can. Look at the anchor. Look at the anchor. Where can you start dismantling that anchor? So then you start leaving that anchor behind and it's not so much of a drag now. You start working with that. That comes with working with our things from our past, our insecurities and things like that. Work with those things. Don't let these things stop you from going forward, because where you've come from to where you are now, you've been molded. I took down a picture that I put up on my shelving unit, like right there. Because when I took it down, it represents something. And it's this picture right here. I don't know. Hopefully I can get it in. That was the first flight into the US moving. First day of my journey. And that now there is my wife. Or now wife. Wasn't then, but is now. That there is the start of a journey. It's a start of a shift going forward. That came with a lot of fear. It came with a lot of insecurity. But it came with a lot of want. And that want was growth and moving forward. And to face some of those fears moving forward is something that is kind of unavoidable. Because why are we staying where we are? Why are we not moving forward? Out of fear, right? But when you start to push past those fears, remember, use those unknowns as your playground going forward into this following year. Use that unknown. There's a lot of unknowns right now. There's a lot of unknowns. But the only way you get to know is by walking into it and starting to learn and find out. The learning part is the most important. The learning part and all the lessons is the most fun. Because that's you growing and expanding into where you want to go and who you want to be. So remember, you only have the now. You only have where you are right now. But where you put your mind right now is what is going to determine where you're molding yourself going forward. Think about that. You may only have the right now. Absolutely right. You got right now, the present time. But when I look at all the things that have happened to me in the past, some of those things where I'm like, why did that happen? And depression over things even. And then I look at where I'm at right now. Those things happen to put me to where I am right now. Now it's a choice. Which way do I want to go? Which way do you want to go? If you're sitting here watching this right now, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Grab yourself a pen and a pad and write that down at the top of the piece of paper and start figuring out where you want to be, where you want to go. Think big. Think big. Nothing is unobtainable. People who sat in front of me have done some absolute amazing feats to get to where they are. And they're doing amazing feats to get to where they want to go. Completely shifting and changing their whole being. It can be done, but it's down to you to make those choices right now in the present time. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope everybody has a great new year and keeps in that PMA, the positive mental attitude, and starts moving that PPA, the positive progressive actions, towards it. Because unless you're doing the PPA, the positive progressive actions, you're not moving towards where you want to be going. Don't stay in the comfort zone. Move outside that comfort zone. Make the unknown your playground. Again, Happy New Year, guys. Stay that course. Namaste.